We hang our beliefs on nothing?
But I think, Randall, it's because of the triumph of the lie. What is the lie? That our Constitution requires the separation of church and state. That's a lie. It has to be a lie, by the way, because as Madison, I think it is, says in Federalist 39, he says that...
Not Federalist 40.
No, Federalist 39. Okay. It's actually Federalist 39, paragraph 2, I think, because the only reason I know that is because I just, or maybe it's not paragraph 2, I lied. But I was just writing something about this where I had to look this up again. And he says there that when they framed the Constitution, okay, and the result that they got has to be judged in light of the principles they fought for during the Revolution. Okay? And the Declaration was the statement of those principles. So if the Constitution's put together in light of those principles, you cannot understand it unless you turn on the light of those principles. Yes? That goes without saying. And the end result is that the principle which says God endowed us with our rights, government exists to secure those rights, which means government exists to secure that with which we are endowed, that which comes from God. How can you tell me then that we can deal with government without dealing with God? That's insane. That's crazy. Not according to Allen's religion, but according to the key statement of political principle on which our whole way of life is based. So when people in the different denominations accepted the notion that somehow separation of church and state meant you had to keep God out of politics, God out of the discussion of politics, and so forth and so on.
The discussion of right and wrong.
They discarded the foundation of the polity. They basically were saying it's okay to take this house off of its foundations, it's not going to collapse, and act as if it doesn't require that foundation in order to exist. And then they want to be all interested in the issues that arise because you're no longer constrained by the need to respect the constraints that are involved in the way that foundation is laid out, right? So people want to come down and they want to tear down the walls and they want to destroy various parts of the edifice and they want to poke holes in the roof so that we all drown. And they want to act as if...
But we'll go down singing.
They want to act as if what was supported by the foundation, and very often flooring and other good things like that are in the end supported by the solid foundation, that you can still walk on those floors, even though they no longer have a foundation, that you're not just going to fall into the abyss. And what are things that would be like the floor? One thing that's like the floor is what you were just talking about. You don't know, I think you were talking about it, but you were, and we always are. The family is one of the floors. The family is one of the things that we must build up from and use in order to continue our business and move from one place to another, and so forth and so on as people. And as the word itself implies, and that we are led by people, a lot of these so-called libertarians and other folks want to worship freedom without respect for the natural law of God and all these other sort of things. They want us to act like we can forget this, and yet we can't. That we are, when you're dealing with economics, we think, oh, money. Economics is about money. Why is it called economics, then? If it were about money, it wouldn't be called economics. Why do you say that, Alan? What's so special about that? Because the word economics is rooted in its origin in two words that come from Greek, oikos and nomos. Nomos was the rule that governs the management of something, right? How you deal with it. And oikos, or ekos, was the household, where the family lives, see? So economics is actually about the management of the place where the family lives. So home economics as a class
is actually redundant.
Redundant, yeah. Oh, seriously. It's like a restaurant I once knew on Long Island. It was called Lido Beach, which basically means beach. But yes, it is one of those things that you have to realize, because then what is economics about primarily then? It's about the integrity and strength of family life.